Today is May 16th, 2020. And if you didn't know, this is Campson, one half of Remnants Gathering, the Oracle. And I want to share a message with you. As I'm sharing this message, I am laying down after 8 grueling hours of trying to relax, meditate, and hopefully go to sleep without any success. When I got to the 10th hour, I fell asleep, but I was awakened shortly and couldn't go back to sleep. So here I am. The changes in sleep cycles, the fatigue, and a lot of the awakening flu symptoms that probably all of us experience at some point. It's a part of this process, and I'm always open to receive channelings as to the importance. Now, Ernest told me to rest because he is holding down the house right now for me to do so. So I'm going to honor him by doing that, but I know that I needed to do this first. One thing is that if there is something that you're supposed to do that you are not doing for whatever reason, that resistance will interfere with a lot of things that you would like to do. And so instead of doing these things, you begin to try to do these things. And you're just constantly in this cycle of trying, and never succeeding. You're just trying and releasing resistance to whatever it is and just accepting in that present moment whatever comes up, whatever it is the best way to get back into the effortless flow of being aligned with source energy, which is called the Creator and the Most High. Tapping into this energetic field can be difficult to do, but again, this is part of our soul contracts of what we agreed to do for the future generations coming, that we will lay templates and that we will gather these new intuitive instructions on how to tap into these things and how to overcome obstacles and how to be in alignment with source. So as we are having these experiences, trying and not succeeding, what feels like failure sometimes, know that as you are experiencing this and as you are learning new things, there is no time. Time is not linear. So as you are experiencing these things, you are also teaching these things at the same time. And so the expanding of consciousness and our awareness to these new levels and depths of wisdom, ancient wisdom coming through in many different ways for each of us. Know that you are creating a template for future generations to not even have some of the experiences of contrast and duality and trauma that was necessary for us to get where we are right now, where you are watching this video. Practice being okay with not being okay. Practice being okay with people around you not being okay. When we expect ourselves to be okay and it just doesn't feel like it's happening, you're actually adding energy into not being okay, and you won't get there like that. And so what you have to do is consciously make a decision, set an intention that I am okay with not being okay if this is where source energy has called me to be. If this is not beneficial for me, and this is not where source energy has called me to be, I surrender to not being okay, and I trust that as a result of doing that, I will be okay. So this is the positive self-talk that I was having with myself prior to recording this. By practicing others not being okay around you, that is a high expression of love. With me being intuitive, empathic, hypervigilant, codependent, enmeshment trauma, all of these things. If these words are new to you, just do a little research. But for me, because it's so easy for me to tether to other people's energetic field, I'm often not okay if someone else isn't okay. And what I have recently came to understand is that I must practice being okay when others are not okay. And I must practice the sacredness of allowing them to not be okay. I don't have to make them be okay. I can communicate to them how I feel that they're not okay. I can express my love and support, but there is no need to rush them out of the energy of not being okay if and when I trust my spiritual team to help. There's no point. When you truly trust your spiritual team to help, there's less resistance to what's not okay in you and in your life. Our expectations are too high. We watch too many motivational videos sometimes because the more we see other people being able to shift themselves from not being okay to being okay, sometimes the more un-okay we feel. Yeah, I just made up a word, but it fits, doesn't it? Un-okay. So you have to pull yourself away from any thoughts, activities, behaviors, videos, patterns, hobbies, anything that make you feel not okay. As soon as you realize that that's doing that, take note of that. And so that's something that you avoid in the future to keep yourself from shifting lower into despair because you're not okay, or panic attacks, or strong anxiety and depression. You will not always be able to avoid these vibrations because these vibrations are locations where we have lessons pre-planned for us to learn something. So these vibrations are classrooms that we go to learn a lesson. And the number one thing of characteristic of being spiritual is understanding that every vibration has a lesson to offer if your heart is open to receive it. And so our addiction to being okay or being exceptional or being what we call normal, because I do that a lot. I just want to be normal. I just want to have a normal amount of energy. I just want to have a normal appetite where I never crave something that's maybe not as healthy for me. Like I just have this thing in my mind where I just have to be normal or I have to be extraordinary. And these, are very narcissistic, ego-based yearnings. And it's not healthy. It is not healthy. It's toxic. I'm not saying not to set goals. I'm not saying not to set intentions. And I'm not saying that you should never strive for anything or strive to be better. But notice when there is an imbalance there. And if you find yourself not being okay with the fact that you're not okay, and with others not being okay with the fact that they're not okay, what lesson can you learn in that classroom? All you have to do is just take a moment and be silent in that classroom of not okay 101. And call on your spirit guides and say, look, I'm not okay right now. Or I'm not okay because so-and-so is not okay right now. And I know that my old programs are no longer serving me. And I don't want to be in alignment with old programs. I desire to be in alignment with the new program, the paradigm shift, the higher consciousness that reflects my spiritual awakening. I need help. And I open my heart to receive that help. And I open my heart to receive the lesson that this moment is here to teach me. That's it. It's really this simple. Return back to this message as much as you need to, because each time, much like reading scriptures in the Bible, it will communicate and have a different interpretation to you based on your resonance and where you are and what it is that you're being called into. Without the 8 to 10 hours of not being okay, I wouldn't have had this lesson to share with you all. I sat in the classroom. I was silent. I cried. I had a moment of frustration. I had a moment of obsessive thinking and negative self-talk. And then my higher self reminded me that I was in a classroom. And this classroom is only for those whose hearts are open to awakening to their highest potential. And that made me realize how special it is to be not just called, because many are called, but few are chosen. And when you get in those vibrations that now we have learned together, these are locations in which lessons are learned. Look around you energetically and see how few the number of participants in the classroom of awakening, as a sign that you have been called in a very special way, that you have been chosen for a very special time. And I believe that this will help to shift ourselves into a vibrational location of gratitude while we're not okay. So view you're not okay as a classroom, and the teacher is source, and the tuition is too high for most people because they're not willing to pay the price, because they don't know the value of this classroom called learning how to be okay when you're not okay. Just hearing this should make you feel grateful for the moments when you're not okay. There's value in not being okay. And the lessons that you learn in the moments of not being okay are lessons that could not be learned any other way. An open heart is divine feminine energy that is healthy and balanced. So to receive this message, you have received divine feminine energy from the cosmic mother and from Mother Earth that align this divine moment for you. The energy of the mother, and even what would be coined the triple dark goddess, the mother, the maiden, and the crone. This is just that energy. This is the creative energy. These are the cycles. These are the phases of the moon. These are the 4 seasons that we all experience. The communication of that energy is that the love is so abundant for you. We're okay with you not being okay. And we support you, even if you feel that you are not worthy of support. And even if you feel you don't deserve support, because you feel like this is a lesson you should have already learned. But we are here in this classroom with you. We are not judging you. We will not criticize you. We will protect you, surround you, cover you, embrace you, and nurture you until you can do those things for yourself and then others. If this message today, being channeled to you, touched you in a special place, or gave you peace, clarity, guidance, anything that you needed, maybe it filled a void for you. Maybe this was the answer you were looking for as to whatever it is that you experience. Drop a comment below, like it, share it with other people. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. And just by you doing either of those things, you are calling forth alignment with divine feminine energy to heal, to be present in the moment, and to learn how to create sacred space and upkeep your sacred space. So I'm saying that to say, from this point forward, you've learned about contracts and soul contracts, and you know that we speak the power of life and death in our tongue and our words. And so the things that we are in agreement with are the things that we're going to manifest more of. So if this resonated with you and you're in agreement with this, share a little bit about it. Do either or. If it doesn't resonate, you don't have to. But when you do that, that's like giving an offering to the ancient wisdom coming through the cosmic mother, Mother Earth, to you. And so that is creating a contract of alignment with Source by being receptive to divine feminine energy. So before you like, share, comment, subscribe, anything, ask for a reading from people, know that you are creating a contract when you do that. And yes, something as simple as hitting the like button creates a contract that has an impact on the reality you are manifesting. So I wanted to add that last little light code there to just be aware of the contracts that you are making and to consciously choose things that are in alignment with your highest potential and with you being your higher self. And this will help you on your path to arrive at a higher level of consciousness. But know that healing is not an event. It is a process. And it is sometimes not just a lifelong process, but it is a process of many incarnations, if necessary. So be encouraged. None of us will reach a point where we no longer need help and guidance. That's not what we came here to do. You will always, always find something that you can do better. You will always find something that will be more beneficial to you than whatever it is in your reality right now. So don't allow yourself to be discouraged because you feel like you're always trying to attain healing and you're never arriving. Okay? The spiritual awakening is not about arriving at a point and causing something to manifest as you snap your finger and in the twinkling of an eye, it happens. It's not about that. The only thing that is important for those whose hearts are open to healing is the journey, not the arrival. Because in this world and in this university, this part of the universe where you are, it is a classroom. And there is not going to be an ultimate graduation that's going to happen, and you're no longer going to have to work on yourself. Your whole life will be a life of beautiful and sometimes painful experiences that are leading you to the best place for you to be. As we always say, man, your third eye has just been kissed. Peace.